Miss Brown, a career educator, and welcome. And I want to say, all of you high school juniors, congratulations. You've made it through that difficult, stressful, what am I doing, overwhelmed freshman year. Congrats. You sailed through being a sophomore, you feel more confident now, you know what you're doing, and now you're juniors. And reality has set in. Graduation, which seems so far away when you started this journey in ninth grade, is right around the corner. And I have to tell you, senior year will go by so fast that you'll be at graduation receiving your diploma and thinking, I did it, but where did the time go? Believe it or not, that's how you'll feel. So your junior year is so incredibly important. You're no longer a freshman who's bewildered. You've gotten your feet wet. You've established yourself during your sophomore year, and now it's junior year. This year is essential for many reasons. Number one, this is when you really have to make sure that you're fulfilling all your graduation requirements depending on where you go to school and if you're in a public, private school and which state you're in. So if there are classes that you need to make sure that you have them for graduation. So your relationship with your school counselor is very essential to make sure that you've covered everything, and if there are any classes that slip through the cracks because of whatever reasons, that you make sure you take care of those during your junior year. Also, if you haven't already done so, you need to make sure all of your standardized tests that's required for your state have been taken care of that junior year. You don't want to wait till you're a senior to finish all of those required tests. Now, each state is a little different, and these things fluctuate and change. So at the beginning of your junior year, talk with your counselor to make sure the requirements that are needed for graduation, you know what they are and what to do. So also in your junior year, I believe that is the time where you should be taking those college entrance exams. In fact, I think you really should be taking them in 8th grade so you get used to it. Taking those tests can be stressful, and there's a certain familiarity you have with it once you take it more than once. So I don't think during your senior year you should even be taking those tests, because those tests you should be finished with those tests by the end of this junior year. So you can take them in the fall, you can take them again in the spring and summer, because at the beginning of your senior year, you're going to start putting in those college applications. You don't want to worry about exams and state requirements during your senior year. Your senior year is going to be that special year that you're really going to finesse your entire high school career. So this junior year is so important for you that, number one, you have all the information requiring graduation. Number two, that you have satisfied all state required mandated standardized tests. Number three, that you are taking all of your entrance exams for colleges for the last time. Number four, if you're in any special programs like honors, advanced placement, and school districts and schools have different magnet programs and different programs that you can be involved in, that those things are lining up. If you're also in a vocational educational program, because some school districts offer that to students as well, that you have that lined up with state requirements as well. So there are a lot of things that you want to make sure all paperwork is turned in, all of those things. So number one is information. Number two is communication, that you communicate with your counselor, parents, teachers, that any issues that may arise that you didn't anticipate, that you come up with a plan and solution during that junior year. So you don't want anything during your senior year, which is very intense, it goes by very quickly, to be a snap poo. You want to work out all those kinks and issues as a junior. Okay, so number one is information, number two is communication, and number three is your checklist, making sure that all your ducks are in a row as a junior. So you don't want to come against any unforeseen issue as a senior, because that senior year is going to go by so fast and it is so intense. So anything that you can do as a junior that has not been taken care of when you were a freshman or a sophomore, that needs to happen this year as a junior. You need to set yourself up for success. So that's what you have. You have number 1, information, number 2, communication, and number 3, your checklist. And number 4, making sure you're taking care of everything that you can while you are a junior. So this is very important. So I'm excited for you because a lot of my students, when they're freshmen and sophomores, that junior year is a transitional year. You all mature so much during that junior year, and you realize, hey, graduation is right around the corner. So we want to make sure you have everything ready your senior year. And that junior year is kind of that stopgap. That's where you're going to make up classes. That's where you're going to make sure everything is lined up for you to graduate. Because once you walk in as a senior, it goes by so fast, and you don't want to be worried about things that you could have taken care of during your junior year. So I'm confident that if you have the information, you communicate any issues you have, if you have your checklist, and you number 4, you take care of that checklist, that junior year can be a very successful year, and it's going to make that senior year next year much easier because, it's pretty intense with all the options that you have as a high school student. I'm excited for you. I know this is a great year. I love my juniors. I love all my students, but wow, junior year is so pivotal and so essential for you. So welcome. All of us as educators want you to be successful, and we know you're going to have a great junior year. You can only go through 11th grade once, and we want you to do it once, and we want you to be successful. So you have the tools. Now let's make it work. Take care and enjoy.